Okay, let's dive into this stack of sources. We're looking at excerpts from USA Today, basically a snapshot of one day, June 4th, 2025.
Exactly. And the idea here is to, cut through the noise a bit, pull out
Yeah.
the key things, see how stuff connects politics, world affairs, safety, sports, culture, all from that one day.
Right, like a quick, smart look at what was going on, not just the headlines, but maybe a bit of the why and how these different threads, global and local, kind of tangle together.
So let's start with politics. The source highlights this planned communication, a call between President Trump and China's leader, Xi Jinping.
And it mentions, this is according to the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, that it's happening amid renewed trade tensions. That context seems important, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It tells you straight away this probably wasn't just a, friendly check-in. The fact that it's linked directly to trade friction suggests it was likely pretty high stakes, maybe trying to cool things down or figure out those economic pressures.
It really shows how global economics can, drive these top-level talks almost immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, speaking of global connections, there was also this big development with the U.S. Supreme Court. They agreed to hear a case involving Harvard University.
That's right. And this one seems, well, potentially quite significant. The source says it's about Harvard taking federal money, contracts, and also foreign funding.
Ah, okay.
And the big question the court has to tackle is, if a university gets federal cash, does that mean they have to disclose all their foreign connections?
Wow, okay. That's a huge transparency question, isn't it? What could that mean for, how universities work internationally?
Well, I mean, if the court says, yes, you take federal money, you disclose everything foreign,
Yeah.
it could really change the game. Think about research partnerships, foreign student tuition, donations, everything.
So it really gets to the heart of balancing that international teamwork with, I guess, national security or just financial openness concerns.
Precisely. It's a fascinating point about where that line gets drawn.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Public safety environment. NOAA issued a severe geomagnetic storm watch. Sounds intense.
Yeah, it does. Apparently caused by a coronal mass ejection from the sun, expected to hit Earth by Sunday evening.
And the worry wasn't just, oh, cool, space weather, but actual disruptions.
Right. Potential impacts on power grids,
Yeah.
communication systems. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? Something
Yeah.
happening millions of miles away could mess with our daily lives, our infrastructure right here.
Definitely gives you perspective. And then much closer to home, on the same day, the source mentions a shooting at a University of Minnesota graduation.
Yeah,
Mm.
sadly. 2 injuries reported. Authorities were investigating, naturally.
And the source notes this pushes that conversation about security at big public events right back to the forefront.
It's such a stark contrast,
Mm.
a potential threat from space and then this very real, immediate violence on the ground.
Hmm. Okay, maybe on a slightly lighter note, sports. Team USA Hockey had a big moment.
A huge moment. They celebrated ending a 92-year gold medal drought in international competition. 92 years. That's
Yeah.
quite a wait.
Wow, yeah, huge news for hockey fans, I bet.
Definitely. And then switching to the NFL, seems the Kansas City Chiefs were dealing with some stadium questions.
Arrowhead, what's the issue there?
Well, the source says there are ongoing talks about whether to renovate the existing place or maybe build a whole new dome. Big decision for the team, for the city.
Gotcha. And rounding things out with a bit of culture and entertainment, Peacock was promoting new stuff for June.
Yeah, typical streaming service buzz.
Yeah.
Mentioned things like a 50th anniversary Jaws binge watch opportunity and the return of Love Island USA. Something for everyone, I guess.
Hey, indeed. And also a more traditional event, the Scripps National Spelling Bee concluded.
Yep, the 97th one. Faizan Zaki was crowned the champion. So,
Yeah.
quite the mix on the cultural front, too.
So when you pull back and look at this single day, June 4th, 2025, you've got this high-level diplomacy happening under trade pressure, a major Supreme Court case with global implications, a warning about solar storms, a tragic local shooting, a historic sports victory, stadium debates, new shows to stream, and a spelling bee champ.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? It shows you just how many different things are always moving at once. Big global shifts, natural forces, community issues, sports, entertainment.
Yeah.
And what this means for you listening is just understanding that complexity. It's this constant mix of the predictable patterns and the totally unexpected events that shapes the world we're in every single day.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with, drawing just from what we covered today. Think about how quickly these long simmering issues like trade friction or university funding debates can suddenly share the stage with completely unpredictable events, whether it's a solar flare or a local incident. What is that constant churn, that mix of the slow burn and the sudden shock? Tell us about the kind of world we're navigating right now.